Mark, we talked before the game just about Orlando's insistence on getting into the paint, and you guys completely denied that tonight. What were some of the most crucial factors in that?
Yeah, I thought for the second straight game, we obviously came out with great pop on both ends of the floor, really connected and locked in with the energy behind it. So guys did a great job from the jump and sustained it pretty well. It's hard to play with that kind of lead when you're up that much in the first quarter. And I thought for the most part, we did a pretty good job of sustaining the same level at both ends of the floor and staying in character despite the lead.
The triple-double for Hartenstein, but it seemed like maybe the most impactful thing had nothing to do with a stat, which is the screening that he gave for you specifically on Isaiah Joe's buckets. What did you see from him tonight in terms of just setting guys up that way?
Yeah, he was awesome. Congrats to him. This is his first career triple-double in like 22 minutes. It's like Westbrook stuff. Yeah, it's impressive. But yeah, he was great. It's great to have him back. The physicality, he guarded Banchero. That's the other thing he did tonight, especially at the beginning of the game. It's obviously a tough cover. That's the guy they play through, and he did a great job there. So he just played a really complete game for us on both ends of the floor.
Who else we got? We go Jenny. Go ahead,
Jerry. Okay. So the arbitrary number here with Shai with over 121 games with 20 straight, and they got that stat out that he's like 5 away from tying Wilt or breaking it. When you have a lead like this and Shai has not gotten to 20, like is there any conscious conversation? Do you guys talk about this beforehand? Or I know how you guys are about numbers, but this is just one of those things that you guys had a big lead and Shai still came in there and put up some pretty good minutes.
Yeah, I mean, no, we don't talk about it. I mean, it was 25 to start the fourth quarter. I had Holmgren and Dort and Wallace and Hartenstein out there with the NBA with the 3-point line. You can't really pull the plug that early unless it's 40, or something like that. So, I mean, we play to a point where we feel comfortable that the odds of the other team coming back are so low that, we're good, and then we'll go from there. So that was the thought process tonight.
Mark, you guys were so good on the ends of the court. Did you sense that one was bleeding into the other, or have the guys sort of, hit some sort of stride that they're just playing well overall?
Yeah, no, it's a fluid game. So because of the nature of that, your offense has an impact on your defense and vice versa, and so when you're in the type of rhythm offensively that we were in tonight, and then when you're as stingy as we were defensively tonight, it puts you in advantageous spots, heading in the other direction because of the game flow. So that's the benefit of playing as well as we did tonight. You don't always play that well, and you got to sometimes drum up one end of the floor or the other as a result of that. But tonight we were obviously in a great team flow.
Couple of really good points there from Coach Dagnall. You can really get complacent when you're leading by as many as 41 points as the Thunder did in this basketball game here tonight. But the Thunder did a really good job sustaining their style of play, sustaining their energy and their compete level through all 4 quarters. Playing with the lead, not an easy thing to do in the NBA.
No question. We were just talking about it too. I mean, and Coach Mark mentioned it, Paris, that you're not going to play a perfect 48 minutes. Things are going to happen throughout the game. The other team's going to make some plays. They're going to hit some shots. And the Magic did that for a brief stretch there in the second half. Jalen Suggs knocked down a few. And the Thunder did a great job of just kind of resetting and getting back into their identity and really just eliminating any opportunity that Orlando ever had to get this under 20 even, and just held on to that lead and made it pretty comfortable throughout that second half. Great focus by the Thunder.
Great focus, great discipline, great professionalism by the Thunder to take care of business here against the Orlando Magic in their first meeting of the season. Some great stuff and some balanced scoring, which included 22 points from Isaiah Joe. More on him when we come back right after this. What a game we had here in Paycom Center on HBCU Night. The Thunder taking down the Magic 128-92. And after the game, our very own Nick Gallo caught up with Isaiah Joe. Let's listen in.
Isaiah, the game plan against them seemed like would revolve around keeping them out of the paint. You held them to half of what their normal average is. What was the key defensively for you all?
I mean, we were connected. We played hard. We rebounded. We limited them to one shot, so that was our game plan, keeping them out of the paint. We know that they're a paint-dominant team. They like to get up mid-range shots and stuff like that, so we did a great job guarding with all 5 tonight.
This guy right behind you, Isaiah Hartenstein, he's come back for you all. Can you put into context how massive his return is for you?
I mean, you can see it. He facilitates, he rebounds, he does all the little things that we were missing while he was out. You see, he got a triple-double tonight. That's somebody like him is not common, so he's good at his craft, and he's getting better and better each and every game.
Ask him about it.
Isaiah, the triple-double, what aspect of the triple-double is most important for you as you contribute?
He helped me a lot. He helped me a lot, so shout out to Zay and my teammates.
Isaiah, to that point, I mean, since the first day Hart got here.
Maybe they need to put a towel on Nick now. It'd be a good time to put a towel on Nick. Yeah, tell me, these guys are they don't love each other, do they?
Since Hart got here, the two of you have really connected. We saw that on display a ton between the screening and the backdoor passes. What is it about the connection that you two have built and what allows him to play make for you?
I mean, just the way that I move and the way that he can read the game, it works in a tandem. He does a hell of a job finding passes that a lot of people that can't make. I just try to do my best job to create options for him, whether I fly off the screen, get a backdoor cut. I just try to keep the defense guessing, and he does a really good job of reading me.
It was beautiful synergy out there. Congrats on the win. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Ed.
Nick Gallo, a pro's pro. I mean, everything's a team effort here for the Thunder. Everything on the court. And then even the post-game interviews. Isaiah getting some love. And we're going to shout out Isaiah Joe, who was our forward player of the game, lighting it up from behind the arc here tonight. 5 made threes. But Royce, he did more than that. His connection with Isaiah Hartenstein opened up so many looks for him on the court.
You know, and Zay just kind of mentioned that just the IQ of both players, the way that they can read and feel what they kind of want to do. Is this a dribble handoff where I'm going downhill? Is this one where I'm going to back cut and then throw it down all over Paolo Banchero for an and one? Just kind of the way that they both have developed this sort of chemistry. I love the word that Nick used right there, synergy between the two of them. You know, it is such an effective thing. And a lot of that is that dribble handoff action. There was some really great ones of the different styles in which Hart sets them up for Ijo. There was one late in the game where Hart kind of angled his body like he was leading Ijo into the dribble handoff. Yeah. So just love the chemistry that those two have really built up right there.
Even on a larger scale, Isaiah Joe was part of a massive second unit for Oklahoma City who poured in 57 points in this ball game. We haven't even talked about Jay Will or Kenrich Williams. Both of those guys, Alex Caruso, who provided just incredible lift throughout the entirety of this game.
The Thunder, you know, and that's one of the great things, obviously, about getting your guys back, too, is that, you know, it just kind of, there's a trickle-down effect of your depth right there, and it slots guys into, you know, their roles where they can really maximize their minutes in a way that they're most comfortable for. Someone like Kenrich Williams, you know, he is a hard playing guy, and credit to Kenny Hustle for stepping up and playing some nights 28, 30 minutes a game. But Kenrich Williams, the style of play in which he plays with, he's maximized around 15 because that guy plays so hard. So that's a great thing about the depth is that you can really maximize each player's minutes.
And everybody is ready when their number is called. That's the other thing, the professionalism by this group, unfazed with it. And whenever their number is called, they're ready to step in and deliver in this ball game. All right, the Thunder are going to hit the road right after this and head out to San Antonio, the second night of a back-to-back. Going to square off against the Spurs out in Texas. We've got more on this matchup. A little bit of a preview when we come back right after this. The Thunder, midway through a stretch of 3 games and 4 nights, taking care of business against the Orlando Magic, 128-92 here inside of Paycom Center. But now they hit the road for the second night of a back-to-back. Tomorrow they take on the San Antonio Spurs out in Texas. That game tips off at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And then the Thunder return home for a game against the Houston Rockets at 2:30 on Saturday. So mark your calendars. You're going to want to write all these times down because then the Thunder heads back out, this time out to Los Angeles to face the Lakers at 9 p.m. Central Time. So a few wacky start times coming up here. Be sure to stay up late with us, especially for the next game for Oklahoma City. It's tomorrow out in San Antonio, a very familiar opponent for Oklahoma City at this point in the season. These two teams have squared off a lot and have a lot of film on each other.
I'm getting tired of these 8:30 games, literally. No pun intended, by the way. We're playing a lot of those.
A couple cups of coffee for that
absolutely.
one.
This 5th time the Thunder are going to have played San Antonio, so very familiar with the Spurs and what they're good at, what they do. Clearly, this team has improved throughout the season. They are very good But they haven't played as well lately. And a big part of that is they've been a good defensive team and they've been consistent in that regard, but they have really kind of been inconsistent in terms of their shooting. And this San Antonio team, as the Thunder can attest to, is very good when they're knocking down shots. But, it's one of those sorts of things where if you are kind of relying on your shot making, then those margins, as we talk about a lot, Paris, they get narrow throughout a game. So San Antonio, part of their kind of inconsistency lately is that they just haven't been as good shooting the basketball.
And you saw on that graphic, though, their bread and butter is their defense and their ability to defend through all four quarters. So, Royce, as you look at what the Thunder was able to do here offensively in terms of their process, the shots they were able to not only knock down, but just generate in general, what sort of carryover can we kind of anticipate heading into San Antonio?
Yeah, and obviously the Spurs are a unique team to play against because of Victor Wembanyama and the way that he tilts the floor with his size on the inside. But, the Thunder have done such a good job, and Coach Mark mentioned it, just going back to that Toronto game, of just the shot quality, the process of offense, and that the Thunder have really generated great looks from their ball movement. And even with a giant on the inside that protects the rim in the way that he does, you can shift the floor around, you can get them in rotation, and you can get him out of his places. So that's a big key for the Thunder, is just always trying to keep the Spurs in rotation, leverage those advantages, and maintain those advantages.
Well, the Thunder have so many different players with so many different skill sets. We've seen them really shift the floor in their favor on offense throughout the course of a basketball game. Should be a good one. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. as the Thunder take on the Spurs, and then tune in 30 minutes earlier to catch Thunder Live pregame at 8 p.m. We'll get you all squared away. Everything you need to know as the Thunder squares off against the Spurs for the 5th time this season. That wraps us up here inside of Paycom Center. A quick trip home, and what a prosperous one it was. The Thunder absolutely dominating over the Orlando Magic, leading by as many as 41 points, and they pick up their 7th wire-to-wire victory of the season and win number 40 on the year. They're going to head out to San Antonio right after this. We got to catch a flight. Until tomorrow, have a good night.